Every serious hunter you know owns a bolt action. Most of them will tell you it is the only responsible choice for the field. They are wrong. The single-shot hunting rifle never disappeared. It was pushed aside by marketing budgets and magazine capacity myths. And the hunters who never questioned that narrative have been leaving performance on the table ever since. The #1 rifle on this list runs an action so mechanically sound that engineering analysts have documented it. Generating a stronger lockup than the majority of production bolt rifles sold in America today. It does not come from the manufacturers you expect. Here we go. Number 7. The Savage Stevens 301. This rifle does not belong in a gun safe. It belongs in the hands of every hunter who has been told they need to spend $1,000 to shoot accurately in the field. Stevens has been producing affordable American firearms since 1864. The 301 is not a budget compromise. It is a deliberate engineering decision to strip every non-essential component from a hunting rifle and keep only what kills deer cleanly and reliably. The platform entered production as a direct response to the inflating price floor of the entry-level hunting market, and it landed at a price point the industry did not expect to survive. Here is what most people miss about this gun. The 301 ships with a cold hammer-forged barrel. That is the same manufacturing process Ruger and Browning use on rifles that cost 4 times as much. Cold hammer forging compresses the steel around a mandrel, producing a bore with tighter dimensional consistency than a button-rifled barrel at the same price point. That process is why this rifle prints groups that embarrass bolt guns in its price class. The 301 weighs 5.5 pounds and runs a 22-inch barrel. Overall length is 36.5 inches. The single-stage trigger breaks at a consistent pull, and the synthetic stock handles weather without warping. It ships in multiple chamberings, including 300 Blackout, 308, and 300 Winchester Magnum. Compare that to the H&R Handi-Rifle at a similar price, and the 301 delivers a cleaner barrel and a more consistent trigger right out of the box. The weakness is simple. 1 round is all you get, and the loading process under pressure takes practice. In a fast-moving deer drive, that limitation is real. This is the rifle for the hunter who wants to learn marksmanship from the ground up, or for the experienced shooter who wants an ultralight pack gun that will not bankrupt them. The next rifle built its reputation on solving that one chambering problem, and the system it uses turned a single receiver into 30 different hunting rifles without spending another dollar on a new gun. Number 6. The Harrington and Richardson Handi-Rifle. This rifle has put more American hunters in the field on a tight budget than any other single-shot platform produced in the last 40 years. That is not a marketing claim. That is a documented sales reality that stretches back to 1967. Harrington and Richardson has been manufacturing firearms in America since 1871. The Handi-Rifle emerged as the company's answer to a specific problem. Hunters who needed multiple chamberings across different seasons but could not afford a separate rifle for each one. The solution was a receiver machined to accept interchangeable barrels, each sold separately at a fraction of the cost of a new firearm. Law enforcement trainers took notice. Budget-conscious deer hunters bought them by the hundreds of thousands. Here is what most people miss about this gun. Before the adjustable trigger became an industry standard, Harrington and Richardson engineered a transfer bar ignition system into the Handi-Rifle that eliminated the possibility of a hammer drop discharge without a trigger pull. That safety advancement appeared in this platform years before competitors acknowledged the problem publicly. It is the reason this rifle has one of the cleanest mechanical safety records of any break-action single shot in American production history. The Handi-Rifle weighs 5.5 pounds with a standard 22-inch barrel. Overall length sits at 37 inches. The receiver accepts barrels chambered in over 30 cartridges, ranging from 22 Hornet up to 45-70 Government. Swapping a barrel requires 1 hinge pin and 30 seconds. Compare that to the Stevens 301 at number 7. which offers no interchangeability at all, and the Handi-Rifle immediately justifies its slightly higher price point. The weakness is trigger pull. The factory trigger on most production Handi-Rifles runs heavy, averaging between 5 and 6 pounds. For a hunting rifle built around precision shot placement, that pull weight demands deliberate technique. This is the rifle for the hunter who covers multiple seasons across multiple states and refuses to pay full price admission for each one. The next rifle took the concept of total modularity and expanded it beyond anything Harrington and Richardson ever attempted, building a single receiver that crosses the legal line between rifle, pistol, and shotgun in one platform. Number 5. The Thompson Encore Pro Hunter. This is the only production single-shot firearm legally sold in the United States that converts between center-fire rifle, center-fire pistol, and shotgun configurations, using one serialized receiver. No other platform on this list makes that claim. Thompson Center Arms built its reputation in New Hampshire starting in 1967 on the back of the Contender pistol. The Encore arrived in 1996 as the long gun evolution of that same interchangeable barrel philosophy. The Pro Hunter variant followed in 2004 with an upgraded stock system and a weather-resistant finish designed specifically for hunters who work in conditions that destroy blued steel and walnut. Military procurement officers evaluated the platform. Serious handgun hunters adopted it as the foundation of their entire shooting system. Here is the engineering decision that changed everything. The Encore receiver uses a hinge pin and barrel lug system, machined to tolerances tight enough that every barrel shifts zeroed to the same mechanical index point. A hunter can move from a 28-inch rifle barrel in 7mm 08 to a 15-inch pistol barrel in 44 Magnum, and return to the rifle barrel without losing zero. No other production break action system on this list delivers that mechanical repeatability across barrel swaps. The Pro Hunter weighs 7 pounds, even with a standard 26-inch rifle barrel installed. That barrel length runs across multiple chamberings, including 308, 300 Winchester Magnum, and 7mm Remington Magnum. Overall length with the 26-inch barrel is 42 inches. The FlexTech stock absorbs recoil measurably better than the hard synthetic stock on the Handi-Rifle at number 6. Which matters significantly when running Magnum chamberings in a single-shot platform with no bolt travel to delay felt impulse. The weakness is weight. 7 pounds before glass is substantial for a single-shot hunting rifle. Hunters prioritizing an ultralight pack build will find lighter options on this list. This is the rifle for the hunter who wants one receiver to cover every legal hunting application, from whitetail to elk to waterfowl, without purchasing a new serialized firearm for each discipline. The next rifle trades modularity for history, and the man whose name sits behind its design also gave the world the 1911 pistol and the Browning automatic rifle. Number 4. The Browning 1885 High Wall. This is not a reproduction. It is not a tribute. It is a direct mechanical descendant of the rifle John Moses Browning designed in 1878 at 23 years old, before he had sold a single patent to Winchester. Browning sold that original design to Winchester in 1883 for $8,000, one of the most consequential firearms transactions in American history. Winchester produced the model 1885 until 1920, and the platform earned a reputation among long-range target shooters that no lever-action or bolt-action rifle of that era could match. Browning reintroduced the high wall in 1985 under its own name, manufacturing it in Japan to specifications that mirror the original vertical breech block geometry, with modern steel and finishing standards. Here is what most people miss about this gun. The high wall receiver extends above the barrel channel higher than any competing break action or falling block design in current production. That additional receiver height accomplishes one specific engineering purpose. It extends the sight radius, the distance between the rear sight and the front sight, beyond what a lower profile receiver allows at the same overall barrel length. A longer sight radius reduces angular sight error. That geometry is why 19th century competitive shooters chose this platform over every other single-shot action available to them, and it remains mechanically true today. The 1885 high wall weighs 8.5 pounds with a 28-inch octagonal barrel. Overall length reaches 43.5 inches. The falling block drops cleanly when the lever is cycled, and the exposed hammer gives the shooter a visible and tactile confirmation of the firing status at all times. Available chamberings include 300 Winchester Magnum, 270, and 30-06. Compared to the Thompson Center Encore Pro Hunter at number 5, the high wall delivers a superior trigger pull out of the box, averaging 3.5 pounds against the Encore's 4 to 5 pound factory pull. The weakness is weight. 8.5 pounds is a significant carry load for a single-shot hunting rifle, with no magazine to offset the balance. This is the rifle for the hunter who demands a platform with documented competitive heritage and is willing to carry extra weight to own the finest production falling block rifle Browning has ever offered the American market. The next rifle is American, made from receiver to muzzle, and the company behind it built its reputation on a guarantee that no other domestic manufacturer was willing to put in writing. Number 3. The Henry Single Shot H015. Henry Repeating Arms produced this rifle entirely in the United States, at a price point that analysts said required overseas manufacturing to achieve. Henry disagreed, and the H015 proved them wrong. The company has operated under the same American-made commitment since Anthony Imperato founded the modern Henry organization in Brooklyn in 1996. Every component of the H015 is sourced and assembled domestically, a manufacturing position that costs more to maintain, and that Henry has held without exception through supply chain disruptions that forced every competitor in this price range to compromise. The rifle launched as Henry's entry into the centerfire single-shot market and immediately drew comparisons to platforms costing significantly more. Here is what most people miss about this gun. Henry integrated a transfer bar safety system into a break-action centerfire rifle at a price under $400. That transfer bar sits between the hammer and the firing pin and physically blocks ignition unless the trigger is pulled through its complete arc. Competing break-action single shots at this price point use a simpler hammer block system that offers less mechanical redundancy. The transfer bar design is the same safety architecture found in Henry revolvers, costing twice as much, and bringing it into this platform at this price was a deliberate engineering choice that most buyers never investigate. The H015 weighs 6.3 pounds with a 22-inch round barrel. Overall length is 36.5 inches. The brass receiver variant adds roughly 4 ounces and provides a surface hardness that resists scratching better than most anodized aluminum competitors. Available chamberings include 300 Blackout, 30-06, 300 Winchester Magnum, and 7mm Remington Magnum. Against the Harrington and Richardson Handi-Rifle at number 6, the Henry delivers a cleaner factory trigger, averaging 4 pounds compared to the Handi-Rifle's 5 to 6 pound pull. And the fit and finish on the walnut stock is measurably superior at a comparable price point. The weakness is barrel interchangeability. Unlike the Handi-Rifle and the Encore Pro Hunter ranked below it, the H015 does not accept aftermarket barrels in alternate chamberings. One rifle, one chambering. This is the rifle for the hunter who wants American manufacturing, a refined trigger, and a transfer bar safety in a package under $400 without making a single compromise on quality of materials. The next rifle does not use a break action. The action it runs has been called the strongest single-shot design ever put into mass production, and the engineering reason behind that claim is one the mainstream firearms press consistently fails to explain correctly. Number 2. The Ruger No. 1. The firearms industry has spent 40 years calling this rifle a collector piece. That framing has kept it undervalued, underestimated, and out of the hands of hunters who would benefit from it more than any wall it has ever decorated. Ruger introduced the No. 1 in 1966. Designed by engineer Harry Sefried, working from the original Alexander Henry falling block action of the 1870s. Bill Ruger wanted a single-shot rifle with the mechanical integrity of a 19th century target gun and the dimensional efficiency of a modern hunting platform. Sefried delivered both. The No. 1 entered production chambered in .22 caliber and expanded across decades to include some of the most powerful hunting cartridges available to American shooters. Professional hunters in Africa adopted it for dangerous game work. Long-range target competitors ran it against bolt guns and won. Here is the engineering decision that changed everything. A bolt-action rifle requires the bolt face to protrude forward into the chamber area to support the cartridge head. That protrusion demands a physical gap between the barrel and the receiver that limits how deeply the barrel can seat. The number 1 has no bolt face. The falling block drops completely below the bore axis on lever operation, leaving the chamber entirely unobstructed. That geometry allows the barrel to seat 2 inches deeper into the receiver than a comparable bolt action at the same overall length. 2 inches of additional barrel depth means 2 inches of extra powder column igniting inside a barrel instead of inside a receiver. At identical overall lengths, the number 1 delivers measurably higher muzzle velocity than a bolt gun running the same cartridge and the same powder charge. That advantage is documented, repeatable, and almost never discussed in mainstream firearms coverage. The number 1 weighs 7.5 pounds with a 22-inch barrel in the standard sporter configuration. Overall length is 38.5 inches. The falling block locks into the receiver with a mechanical engagement surface area that exceeds what a rotating bolt provides at comparable bolt face diameter. Available chamberings span from 223 up to 458 SOCOM and 460s. Weatherby Magnum, cartridges that generate chamber pressures. Most production bolt actions are not designed to contain at the same barrel length. The trigger breaks at a consistent 3 pounds, cleaner than the Thompson Center Encore Pro Hunter at number 5, and comparable to the Browning 1885 at number 4, without the high wall's weight penalty. The weakness is the learning curve. The falling block lever must be cycled deliberately and completely, or the action will not reset correctly. Hunters who have spent decades on bolt guns will require range time to build the muscle memory this platform demands. This is the rifle for the experienced hunter who understands mechanical efficiency, shoots 1 round at a time by discipline rather than by limitation, and wants a platform that will outlast every bolt gun in the safe. The number 1 on this list does not come from where you expect. What it delivers at the bench and in the field has no direct production equivalent in the American market. And the one engineering feature that separates it from every rifle already covered comes with a factory guarantee that no domestic manufacturer on this list has ever offered. You have waited long enough. Here it is. Number 1. The Merkel K3. Every rifle on this list was designed, marketed, and manufactured for the American hunting market. The Merkel K3 was not. That is precisely why it belongs at the top. Merkel has operated out of Suhl, Germany since 1898, in a city that has produced precision firearms longer than the United States has existed as a nation. Suhl gunmakers supplied European royal hunting parties for centuries before American manufacturers had standardized a single production process. The K3 is Merkel's current production stalking rifle, built on a break-action falling block platform engineered to the dimensional tolerances of a custom shop, not a production floor. European professional hunters have carried this rifle into terrain that destroys lesser guns. The platform has no domestic equivalent at any price point. Here is the engineering decision that changed everything. The K3 barrel exchanges without tools. A single lever release detaches the barrel from the receiver in one motion, and a replacement barrel seats and locks with the same single motion in return. That exchange takes under 60 seconds in the field. What makes that system significant is not the speed. It is the dimensional repeatability of the locking interface. The receiver-to-barrel fit on the K3 is machined to tolerances that keep point of impact shift across barrel exchanges within 1 inch at 100 yards. No other production single-shot rifle on this list makes that guarantee from the factory. The K3 weighs 5.9 pounds with a standard 23.5-inch barrel. That is 2.6 pounds lighter than the Browning 1885 high wall at number 4, and 1.6 pounds lighter than the Ruger number 1 at number 2. A hunter carrying a K3 up a mountain for 8 hours feels that difference in every step of the last mile. Available chamberings span from 223 through 9.3 by 62, covering every legal North American hunting application, from prairie dogs to brown bear. The single-stage trigger breaks at a consistent 2.5 pounds, half a pound lighter than the Ruger number 1, and a full pound-and-a-half lighter than the Thompson Center Encore Pro Hunter at number 5. The weakness is price. The K3 enters the American market at a point that places it in a different financial conversation than every other rifle on this list. For hunters accustomed to domestic pricing, the first number will stop them cold. That price buys a rifle machined to tolerances that American production cannot currently match, backed by a manufacturer that has been perfecting this specific action type for over a century. The K3 is not the right rifle for every hunter. For the shooter who wants the finest production single-shot stalking rifle available anywhere in the world today, no domestic option competes with it. Single-shot hunting is not a handicap. It is a standard. Every rifle on this list demands that the shooter place one round where it belongs, and the platforms built around that demand represent some of the most precisely engineered hunting tools available to American hunters today. Here is the question for the comments. Which single-shot rifle have you taken into the field, and what did it teach you about your shot discipline that a bolt gun never did? If this list covered any NFA items or state-restricted configurations in your area, consult your local laws before purchasing. Subscribe if you want firearms breakdowns built on verified specs and documented history, not marketing copy.